Hello everyone. So it's year 12 class time for the Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. So as I told you last class, we're gonna move on to Advanced Illustrator and Photoshop in terms of the tutorials. So we're gonna actually call this session as a resort-wear collection because we're gonna kind of practice how you can build your own collection in terms of making your own logo or brand name and then making a design theme. So we're gonna practice as a resort wear collection, but after 2.5 weeks, since after October 21st, you will need to develop your own collection in terms of your own brand name, in terms of having your own design theme, and then having your own target market. So as a practice, we're gonna have the women's resort wear, which is focusing on the print and then summer wear. But for after October 21st, you will have your brand name, and then we will have a spring summer collection and fall winter collection for your own target market. So for your own target market, you can do children's wear, men's wear, you can do sporty wear, bridal, anything, or denim. Okay, but for the practice, while we are learning the advanced options in Photoshop and Illustrator, we will develop the resort wear collection. So as a first session of 5 sessions, we will actually talk about how you can develop your own logos by using Illustrator and Photoshop, okay? So first option that we're gonna learn today is going to be how you can have your own kind of font style. So I will show you how you can modify the original font to make your own font, okay? Okay, so let's type tool. Use the type tool, T. And then I will try to type B or F. I may need to zoom in Control plus. And then as you type to select it, if you drag the letter, then you can modify in terms of the font. So I will actually try to find the most similar font that is used. So I think this is pretty similar, elephant. Okay, so I will select elephant. And then actually you can change the font size here, but if you want bigger and certain size, actually you can use direct selection tool, which is V, and then you can make it larger or taller or narrower. And then, so important here, okay? So there are several steps. So once you letters are selected with the selection tool, go to object. And then do you see expand here? Expand. And then select as object. So it can be modified, okay? Then you will need to go object again, and then you will need to go ungroup. Now, if you feel like it didn't happen anything, but you can use the direct selection tool, and then once you click the direct selection tool, now you see every corner you can modify. Since we have to adjust slightly more delicately, I need to zoom in, Control plus, and then I will bring, sorry, my computer mouse is not really delicate. Okay, so once you have this, and then since I think my font that I want should be, do you see it's movable? A little bit thinner here. So to be fun, I mean, I can make a kind of unbalance here. Okay. I think I got lower somewhere here. And then I think most critical is O actually. So I will, after I reduce this one, I will spend a little bit more time on the O. So you might need to do a lot in terms of the adding points and then maybe cutting. I think I can even delete this one. You know what I'm saying? Or let's see. Yeah, I think I can delete this one. So I will do the minus on the keyboard and then delete. And then A again. And then move. Yeah. So it's not, I mean, I can make it smoother, but I will just move on to the O so I can show you better. Oops. Where's my, sorry. So here when I need to modify a lot, actually I will change this one from the no fill and then have the lines. Okay, so I will actually switch. Do you see like switch option here? So I switch. So now I have the no fill but have the line colors. So what I'm going to do is actually I will disconnect here in the middle and then move the left side a little bit smaller and then elongate the right side here. So we use the scissor tool here, so I will disconnect this. And then I think it's now disconnected. Yes. Oops, I moved the wrong one. I need to click the left one. But I think, right. Okay. So since I have to make it a lot shorter here, I may delete this one, additional line, one minus on the keyboard, and then click, and then A again. Do this, and then I move this here, and then I move this one a little bit here, and then I will lower this. Okay. Still bumpy. Okay. So once I got the shape better, oops, I can actually do the switch. Oops. So click this one, and then I can do switch. Select this one only, and then I can do switch to see how my lines, okay. And I think I need to go more. Actually, I think I can delete this one. Actually makes my job a lot difficult. Yes, I think it's easier with less anchor. Like that. It's better. And then this time, this is kind of challenge. You need to make it kind of curvier around here. So I will actually do the switch again. I need to do switch again. Switch. So, you know. Then what I'm going to do is actually A. And then I will add a point here. So plus on the keyboard and then click So you have an additional anchor now, A, and then this one goes up, this one goes down. And then for this one, I will add the 2, because up and down and up here. So 2 more anchors. So plus on the keyboard, click, click, and then A, and then going up here, and then come this one here, and then come this one, oops, Ctrl G, come this one, oops, sorry, I have a right hand, like my hand is a little sore a little bit today, so my mouse is not really working well. Okay. Okay, so let's switch again with the selection tool. This object selected, and then if I switch, so now I know what's problem. Okay, so let's go back to the fill line and then no fill inside, and then we need to join because it's separate, because we broke the with the scissor tool before it was from the circle, and then we broke. So with the direct selection selected, select, right click, join, and then click this here, and then join. And then with the direct selection tool selected, and then let's switch. Yes, it works. Okay. Of course, my line is not really perfect, but you can adjust a little bit in terms of the making prettier curve. Sometimes it's better that you may have a fewer points rather than more anchors. So if there is actually I can delete those too. Oops. Yeah, so A, and then sometimes when you have the fewer anchor, it might help to get more, actually, smoother line. Okay, and then inside the leaf kind of shape, you can use pen tool to draw. So pen tool, I will actually switch it to the no fill and then line, and then I will switch later once I draw. And then actually you can draw outside and then move to there and then make a group. So I will do coming here. And then come down here, and then coming here, and then come here, and then with A tool, you can modify. Okay, and then I will switch with between stroke and fill, and then you can move this one to inside. I mean, it's not perfectly same, but so you know what you saw, right? Now what I'm going to show you is how you can sometimes feel the swatches or the patterns inside. Okay, so I will actually copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, so you can have the original here. And then for this one, for example, because we separate, actually you can do, once you do, you make group, so you can, bring together. But for this one, on group is better because what I'm going to show you is how you can feel the patterns. So let's open our swatches actually. So let's view, go to window, and then swatches. And then if you click B, if you click pink, you can click the pink. And then one thing that I'm going to show you is there's actually pre-existing swatch or brush or pattern libraries. So if you click this hamburger for the switch window, you will see this open swatch library. So actually you can use pre-drawing in terms of the, some texture or, like font or like icons kind of thing. So what I'm going to open here is after you go open swatch library, let's click the patterns and then I will actually select the basic graphic dots. Okay, so you got now this preset of the basic graphic swatches available. So I will actually click this one and then I will do, oh, it's too big. Yeah, I think I like that. And then because I want line a little bit, maybe like pink color. And then actually I like to be thinner. And then I like to be, a little uneven. And then for this one, I may do this. Oops. I need to switch this one to the fill. I think the dot is too big somehow. Or my letter is too small. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. So now you learn how to modify the original font to your own font. And then even you can fill some swatches with even your own swatches, So for example, if I want like stars for my letters, actually like this, I will do quick swatches and then escape, and then like this, and then I can make my swatch window and bring here, and once you see the plus, it made the swatches somewhere, I think. Where it go? Oh, here. Why it's not making swatch? I know why. So I have to change this one to, okay. Okay, now I have my own swatches, and then Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then I may make it bigger so I can show you. I think I did group, ungroup, and then for B, I may fill. Oops, I need to pick this one, fill it up, okay, fill it up, and then apply. So now you apply your own swatches to your letter, okay? So the assignment file that you're gonna submit should have something like this, and then should have something like that, okay? So have this one, okay? And then, actually I created one more here for you to have developed. So I'm not going to show you how I got this, but you should be able to do this. So as a hint, I used the Century Gothic font, okay? And then I did everything same. So after I type, and then I did go object and expand, and then ungroup, and then modify, and then I used the pattern to fill these. Okay, so that's why you need to create by yourself, you know, as a practice. Now, what we're gonna create this time is, it's not exactly like this, but I will show you how to get the texture and then have the type around inside of the circle, and then maybe have a little bit of the drawing inside here. So it'll be like this one. So you need to first create an ellipse tool, using your ellipse tool to create a circle. And whenever you wanted to draw a perfect circle, hold your shift key on keyboard and then draw. And then you will be able to create a perfect circle. Otherwise, it can be over. But if you hold your shift key, your circle is going to be a perfect circle. And then I will actually change it to the line and then no fill option. And we learn how to create a type on the path tool. So we will need to create a path inside of the circle. Or let me show you this way. Let's do this. Actually, we can copy, Ctrl C, Ctrl V, and then actually we can reduce the size. You can of course use the transform tool if you wanted to have a certain kind of degree of the size reduced. Right click, transform, and then size. And we can use the scissor tool about here, and then about here, and then V as a selection to V, delete. So now this one is as a separate path. And then let's select the type on a path tool. We might need to adjust the circle later, but let's start. And then you can type fashion is my passion. And then let's see. After you select the type tool, if you drag, you can change the fonts. I think I liked a little bit more kind of straight. I don't like that. Let's see. I want more straights. Yes, I think I like this one. But you can have your own fonts if you want it. And then one other thing that I wanted to show you is actually you can spread the space between. So do you see this is the character window that we opened for the previous practice. And so if you want to have a little bit more distance here, you can use this option for the space. And then actually I want my letter is kind of in the between. Okay, so that's how you got your font under the kind of circular shape. And you can kind of do this. Because it's only single line, it won't works here. Let's see whether it's not the paragraph. So this is, yes, how you got your letter on the kind of past the line. And then now what we're gonna do is actually we're gonna fill the swatches here. So do you remember last time we opened the swatch file, and I think we can use sweater 2, which is gray. And then we learn Control C. If you saved those swatches from the last practice, actually, you can come to, I think I close the swatch window. So let's open the swatches, and then you can open your, user defined, and then you can open those. So I think I saved here, but I will show you if you haven't saved, and then if you saved in somewhere else, I will show you one more time. So Control C as a copy, and then I will click actually outside, Control V, and then once you have swatch window, where is it? I think I close again. Window, swatches, and then if we bring here, it is added here, okay? And then click the circle, and then make sure fill is up, and then click, and then your shape is filled with those scanned swatches, and then we will fill some graphic inside of this circle. And then I will draw on here ellipse tool, and then I'm going to do the default, and then no fill, and then I will use and then I will actually cut this. Actually, I can make A, and then I will bring this all the way up. Like this. And then I don't know whether you still remember about the Pathfinder. So select this, and then let's open the Pathfinder. And then, where's my Pathfinder? Here, after you select both together, if you do the unite, it actually make a unite. And then if you want to, you can modify this line, but I'm not really going to do that. And then I will draw another circle here. And then as I did for the bottom parts with A, and then click, I'm going to, move this, and then move this, and then I'll bring this one, but for this one I will do the ESC fill, but this one I will do no fill, but I wanted to do my stroke thicker. Okay, and then with a small circle, I think I will do fill this one. Yes, and then I think I will move up a little bit, and then I will do group, and then I will move this one up. Let's see. So usually, the Illustrator is good about alignment. So do you see this pink line? It gives you the idea about this is in the middle of this circle, like that. Okay. So this is my second label that I got. That I showed you today. So for your own practice, I want you to create something like this. Okay, so you have a two circle, and then you should have some type around this circle, and then have some words inside of the circle. Okay, so that's going to be your own practice. So now we will move on to the Photoshop to make a kind of custom board. So, actually the design board, sorry. So let's open new. So it's been a while that we used the Photoshop. So it's the same. I will change it to the inches, 8 point, and then 300 resolution, and 8.5, and then 11, the 300 RGB, and then create. So for the practice, we will use actually the image that we used a while ago, which is practice 1 file and the practice 4 file. So let's open, and then we will open practice 1, this one, and then we will open practice 4, like that. Okay. So we're gonna actually use this one as a kind of a background to put our flat drawing and then the label logo that we developed. So because it's the visual where you remember V, move tool, V as a shortcut, V is to move, so we will move this one. And then do you remember free transform? To make a size bigger, as a short key, Control T, Control T, and then let's make it bigger, like this, and then let's hit the enter, and then it'll be all clear. And because we're gonna put some flat drawings here, I'm going to actually move this one away for a while. So move this, as a background, we need to lower our layer, the transparency a little bit, so it can be a little bit blurry. So if we don't have a layers window somewhere, yeah, you need to open the layers. And then do you see the opacity here? If you reduce the opacity, it can make your file a little bit transparent. So once you adjust opacity around 50, that's fine. Okay. And then what we're gonna do is we will place your logo here that you made in the Illustrator, and then try to put the flat drawing that you did in last class. So you have to actually open both programs. So one is Illustrator, and then one is in Photoshop. So you need to be careful about how I move these images. So you can either move this logo that you made, or this one, or this one. So for this one, actually, I will move this one. So in Illustrator, remember, this is Illustrator. So grab this, and then move to the Photoshop. And do you see this plus sign here? And then once you see the plus, oops. Once you see the plus, oh, why it's not? I think it's kind of slow. Yes. So once you see the plus, it's moved here. And then once you adjust the size, you can, and then again, if you hold your shift key, you can keep the original ratio, and then enter. So it's there. And we talk about the Victor and the raster in terms of the between the two software. So even though you use the Victor to create these images to create a logo, once you actually move to in Photoshop, it will become a raster images, which means you cannot really modify anything, but you can, going back to the Illustrator and then change again if you need it. Anyway, so that's how you move the files, images between two programs in between Photoshop and Illustrator. So it's kind of similar, like you move the files within the two files in Illustrator that we practiced. Okay, so it's the advantage of you are using the Adobe kind of combination of Adobe softwares. Like in later, once you use the InDesign, actually it will work kind of similarly between Adobe Photoshop and Illustrator. So now you learn how to move the files in Illustrator and Photoshop, and then let's open your line sheet file. So we will actually try to move these lines with this title. So we will move this one here. And then once you liked size and everything, you can hit the enter. And then we will move this one too. Oops. This is 3 shirts here. It's kind of slow. And then I will hold the shift key and then enter. I think I copied only one, product information. And then I will move these t-shirts here. So the reason why we are using actually Photoshop to do this instead of the Illustrator is the the effects that you can do in terms of the background images. Of course, you can place the digital kind of the background images from the in Illustrator too, but I will show you why you introduce the Photoshop combination of the Photoshop and Illustrator usage. Okay, so go to layers, windows and layers, and then now you have multiple layers as you put the images from the Illustrator to Photoshop file here. And if you double click each layers, you can actually add some layer effect. Okay, so I actually gonna add some on the label, on the logo. I wanted to double click, and then do you remember? I think you remember this. So there's a color overlay, gradient overlay, pattern overlay. We haven't really used it yet, but we try to use drop shadow. So you can actually change your shadow color. Okay, so from anything to anything. Okay, and then actually you can change the direction, like which way the light is coming from. And then you can kind of adjust the distance, and then you can adjust the spread, and then you can adjust the size, something like that. So I will actually put a little bit closer, like this. Okay, so that's the kind of advantage of using in Photoshop. You can make some sort of the effect. And then for the flat drawing, I'm going to show you we will use the normal, like outer glow, and then did I select the correct one? And then let's change the color. normal, and then change the glow color. Sorry, it can make strange sound. So, because I think the box is kind of hiding. And then I wanted to do my thing a little bit spread, and then a little bit bigger, bigger. And I think actually I wanted to do a little bit of the blue, like this. So this is actually outer glow. So it's a little bit different than shadow effect. And then I'm going to kind of repeat for my another shirts. So I will do the outer glow, and then same thing here, and then hit the OK. Oops, I think I did OK. I did not click the OK. Outer glow, and then I like this way, and then click OK. Yes. Okay, so you can save this one as a Photoshop file. So let's save, and then this will be your result board 1 file. So what you will need to submit by Tuesday night is going to be the label design practice that you did of this, and then you will need to create this one as well, and then you will need to create this one, and then the one with the big 2 circles that you need to submit, and then you will need to create a board that put your label here, and then some title that you created from the Illustrator, and then flat drawing they created from the Illustrator as well. So you will submit 2 files. One is going to be one Illustrator file that has your label design there, and then one Photoshop file that has your flat drawing and then label design there. So you don't need to create your own for now, but I want you to practice how you can move the drawings from Illustrator to Photoshop file. Okay? So that's all for today, and then we will do another, advanced, functions of the Photoshop and Illustrator on Wednesday.